name is Debo Adejano. I'm the MD CEO of Realty Point Limited. The Sack Your Landlord people. Sack Your Landlord is our trademark. We help people to sack their landlords. We usually say that it is never too early to become a landlord. We are a mass housing real estate company. We develop properties, and we have our projects over and around 4 states at the moment, in Abuja, the FCT, Nasarawa, Lagos, and Ogun State. We have an office in Abuja, and we have our main office in Lagos. To date, we have over 10 estates that are spread across landed estates, that are site and service, budget site and service estates, and we also have properties that we are building for sale. Our flagship, which is called Cedar Oaks. I was in the bank for 8 years. Towards my last 3 years in the banking sector, I was in marketing, and part of the portfolio I managed was the real estate portfolio. So that opened me up to the possibilities in real estate, the dynamics of real estate and all, putting up credit for customers, marketing them to open accounts, building relationships with them and all of that. Kind of exposed me to the real estate world. And as I began to study, I began to get fascinated by it and interested in it. So I then identified a niche. One, it is a necessity. Shelter is a necessity. Two, we have huge deficits in the country, you know, and there is a particular market that is terribly, terribly underserved. So seeing that opportunity, I decided to see what what role I can play, you know, in this, and to make life better also for all the stakeholders involved. That was really how I got into real estate. Okay, like I said earlier, we have about over 10 estates right now. We can say that in our operations, we've been the reason why probably about 5,000 or more people, individual customers, have been able to have or can pride themselves as landlords, as it were. We've been able to give them the opportunity to own a piece of property, because these properties are usually, acquired in installmental, by paying in installments, you know. So that makes it very easy for them to be able to then afford these properties, which wasn't really there before. We're one of the first, not the first, but one of the first people to offer properties in that direction, you know. So I would say that we have contributed in that number. It's been 12 years now, okay, and currently we are moving into housing in itself, you know. Before now, people will buy the land and we'll give them all the support they need to build within our estate, and then we manage the estate. But now also we have added building properties really within our estates. I will be saying that first of all, we would have to start from the beginning, which is access to land in itself. If you talk to any player in this industry, they will tell you that there is a massive challenge with access to land in Nigeria. I mean, that is a developer's nightmare. That is just it. We live with it, but life can be better, really, if it is done well. So if we can deal with access to land, and access to land is a function of our justice system, number one, which you may say is also a product of the challenge we are having in there, is a product of corruption, okay, our justice system, and probably some tweaking in the fundamental law on which all of this transaction rests, which is the Land Use Act. First, taking it out of the Constitution so that amendment can be easier, okay, when necessary, and then tweaking some of the things we found out really has not really worked. I know a lot of people have some suggestions regarding what to do with the Land Use Act and all, but I would say generally, the Land Use Act itself is not bad. In the spirit of that instrument, is not bad, of that law. However, it is in the implementation and the interpretation by the powers that be, the people that have been given responsibilities by that law, that I think are abusing it. And then that is where the justice system comes in. So somebody that has been disenfranchised should then be able to go to the justice system and get justice, but that is a problem. I mean, a situation where land matters drag for years, I'm talking about tens of years before they get resolved, cannot be good for investment. A businessman would have a challenge operating in that kind of environment, which is, so I would say, number one, we have to deal with the issue of the Land Use Act, and then issue of justice, in the system. And then number two, which is also for me very crucial, is the mindset of our government, the mindset of the people in power, or the people, the people that are governing us, because they seem to think that they can create as much hurdle as possible to make as much money as possible from people who want to develop properties. I would rather want to think in the reverse, to say that if you make life easier, like it obtains everywhere in the world. I mean, Nigeria is one of the places in the world where it is it's an equivalent tax to get your papers, your approvals, your title. In other places you can get things done in a day, in hours and all. In Nigeria, it takes you months and years and a lot of money. So in terms of the time it takes to get title, documentation, approvals done, we need to look at it. In terms of the cost, we also need to look at it to get these things done. That's the number two. And number three would be that we need to work on our finance model. I know that we have a lot of money in the pension fund, and there has been agitation as to how that can be moved into infrastructure and then into housing to aid housing provision and all of that. We need to really, really solve that problem. Fix that puzzle. We need to do that in terms of finance. If finance is easier, if the supply, the supplier, that is we developers, are getting financed, and then the buyers also, the people that are demanding for this, are also getting finance in terms of mortgage and all of that, affordable rate, a good tenor, it will then become that once the properties are produced, they are also taken off. We have deficits, yes, but the truth of the matter is that even if you create those houses right now, with what we operate, there is nobody to take them, because what we have are not, they are just latent demands. They are not empowered. They are not economical demands. They are not demands that the people can afford, as it were. We just have potential demands. They are not kinetic. At Realty Point Limited, we believe so much in our people, and for us, they are the most important tool of business that we have. And so we spend a lot of time and resources in ensuring that they are well trained, that they are comfortable doing what they are doing, and that they are tooled, they are kitted properly to be able to do what they are doing, so that they can then serve our customers right. We believe if we treat them right, they will treat the customers right. And as a company, we have very great core values. Number one is that we believe in team spirit. We are also, mindful of our integrity. We are very innovative. We don't take no for an answer. If something is difficult, we find a way around. We believe that there is a way. Where there is a will, there will always be a way. Impossible for us is nothing, as it were, as a company. And then we are very professional about what we do. And we will go to any extent to delight our customers. So we believe that our core beliefs and values set us apart, and our people demonstrating these core beliefs set us apart. Like our maxim, sack your landlord. Our dream and ambition is that we make every adult, willing adult, we can make them become landlords. The earlier, the better. Like we used to say, a tenant in a duplex and a landlord of a one-bedroom apartment are not of equal rank. Yeah, like I said earlier, as a company, Realty Point Limited has moved into housing, and our plan is to be able to deliver 5,000 housing units between the period of 2 to 3 years, okay, to our teaming prospects and customers, as it were. Also, we have our arm that does training and all, so we contribute to the knowledge base also of the industry, and we intend to project that much more in the coming years, as it were. And all other support service we do, in the industry, are also things that we plan to play in very actively, especially when it comes to creating access to real estate investment for the middle income earners per se. Real estate investment is taken to be a large ticket transaction usually when it occurs, and that's the truth of the matter. It usually involves a lot of money, huge sums of money. However, we are coming up with concepts that would make it, playable, as in somebody who can spare, as it were, as much as, as little, if you say, as 100 and something thousand naira per annum, can play in the real estate investment arena, with somebody that has 30 billion naira, for example. So he can participate in large ticket transactions, okay, and get benefit, at least fractional benefit, because it's coming in with that token into that investment. So these are some of the things that we plan to unfold, as the years go by.